continuation, Endless 8, part number 2. We basically will get answers likely this episode where the arc plans to head. While I have predictions and thoughts, of course, from kind of, I guess, pre-existing knowledge. Not really, but just guesses enough based also on the way that people have spoken on the arc in the past. I think that'll all be explained throughout this episode. There's not really much for me to say before going into this. I'm excited to see how it is. I hope they handle it in an interesting way. I hope it's not like repetitive, boring sort of thing. Boring might not be the word I'm looking for. Annoying, maybe. Just draining, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Like, I hope it's not repetitive, same thing for 8 episodes sort of scenario, where like you slowly branch off on like one episode. I guess it could be fun if they do that, but like, I don't know. I just feel like that's not that just won't hit. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what they end up getting into. I'm assuming it happens very early here with us going to sleep and everything at the end of the previous episode. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we rise. Part 2 of Endless 8. If you like it all, like and subscribe to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Let me know in the comments. The series is going with episode 13. Right, just as you did it the other time. Alright, almost feel like you've said this before. Then all of a sudden she did. And I was like, wait, what? Wait a second, how's she know I'm not doing anything? I might have an idea where we're going today. Right, nothing new. They're not even gonna put like part 2 on it. They're just gonna name it Endless 8 again. Why are we acting like we don't know? It's almost like you're gonna have to bring people. I like the idea of potentially getting all the same scenes but different, if that makes any sense at all. Just like elements of it that we didn't get to see that are still like the same. Some things are super different though, like outfits and things. And I think even at the beginning there were like 3, I think it was like a 3-run home run as opposed to solo home run that we got. You didn't feel that little disruption, maybe? He's the same at the core. Makes the same jokes, you know? The same 2 girls, right? There you go. It's taking you a bit, but you're catching up. Like how it's like just so he just won't accept that. Yeah, it has to be deja vu. Wait a minute. Just took a mental picture with it.
元気でやってるか？
元気。
そりゃよかった。なんだ、なんで俺は声なんてかけたんだ。
皆さんよくお似合いですよ。
Different.
私が選んだんだから。
Again.
みくるちゃん、可愛いわ。さすがは私の見立てね。
赤くなって3倍可愛い。
Honestly, this might not be too bad of a thing. You know, I get to relive that a few times.
久しぶりのはずなのに、つい最近来たような。
Rare, almost like I was there the other
あ
day.
の櫓。
Maybe she'll actually get a fish this time. These stands here, they haven't changed the layout in years.
それより長門、食い物とかはどうだ？
If she has a different mask this time.
そんなもんに興味があるのか？どれ？
いい。これ。
はいよ、800円ね。
Different. Again.
なんとなく世話になっているような気がするから、それくらい買ってやってもよかったんだが。
Just wanted to do something nice, damn.
いやー、大量よ大量。でもそんなにいらないから1匹だけもらってきたわ。あとみくるちゃんの分も。
Aw.
あれ、そのお面どうしたの？買った。
I thought she was looking back, like wearing it over her face there.
さて、次は花火よ花火。まとめて
No fireworks.
腹8分目という言葉を知らないのか、お前は。
Hope we get another sick shot of you riding around on a bike.
だから、できれば忘れたいのだが、引っかかっていることが一つあった。
I swear I've done this.
明日は昆虫採集ね。
ある日よ、遊ぶのはいいが、宿題は終わってるのか？
何あんた、あれくらいの宿題なんて。
Here, get it done this time. Get it done this time.
あんな面倒なものは先にちゃっちゃと終わらせて、孝行の憂いなく遊び倒すの。それが夏休みの正しい楽しみ方よ。
実はこれでもかというくらいの日本バレー。各人ともそれなりに検討したようだが、やはりというかなんというか。
There you go. Speed through it a little bit. Of course.
キャッチ&リリースの精神が必要よね。逃がしてあげたら将来恩返しに来てくれるかもしれないし。
セミが来たとして一体何をしてくれるんだ？
ほら、山へ帰りなさい。
Off to the mountains.
なんか箱を開けたパンドラにでもなったっていうか。
私前からこれが欲しかったのよね。おっちゃんもみくるちゃんに免じてくれるって。
俺たちはそんなことのために額に汗して働いたのか。
記念に物質
Add it to the club, though. Yeah, it'll be
みくる
useful.
ちゃん、いつでも好きな時にこれ着ていいわよ。私が許すわ。
Aren't you just thrilled by this?
俺の安眠を奪ったのはまたしても一本の電話だった。
Ooh.
くそ。
What?
朝比奈さん？
はい、私です。とても良くないことが。このままじゃ私。
どうも小泉です。
Not the voice I wanted to hear.
と一緒なんだ。どうしたんですか？
She wouldn't be happy if she saw that everybody was hanging out without her. The noises she makes, the faces she makes. We can't help but laugh. Hmm.
我々は同じ時間を延々とループしているのですよ。
そんな非現実的なことは明るく言われてもな。小泉、自分で何を言ってるのか分かってるの？
Exactly what he's saying.
分かっています。これ以上ないというくらいにね。
Much more than I wish I did.
朝比奈さんと話し合ったんですが、
呼べよ、俺もその話し合いに。
が全てなくなってしまっているんです。朝比奈さんが未来に帰れなくなったのはそのためです。
Gotcha.
物理的ノーフューチャー
Makes this a little more fun.
それを誰が信じるんだ？
せめてあなたには信じて
Yeah, yeah, if anything, just you.
金属事故でいつも未来と連絡したり、金属事故したりしてるんですけど。
Right, naturally.
くらい金属事故がないな。
Right, so you got suspicious, and then you're like, oh, I should go check that out. And
金属事故。
right, can't say what you did, of course.
すごくびっくりして慌てて金属事故したんだけど、全然金属事故で私
どうしたらいいのか。俺
I love how she threw that in there so many times.
やらは放送禁止用語か何かなのかな。俺たちはあの閉鎖空間みたいなものの中に閉じ込められているのか。
No, it's different.
そうではありません。 一部の時間のみが切り取られているのですよ。
I simply took it out the timeline. It's like, here.
あ、いや、全人類の記憶は
それもリセットです。もう一度最初
right from where they were at the start.
また時間がどうとかいう話か。まあ未来人が混じってるんだから仕方ない気もするが。
いえ、この件に朝比奈さんは無関係です。
じゃあ何が原因だ？
鈴宮さんでしょ。
Right. What else would it be?
本人は無自覚でしょうが、夏休みを終わらせたくないという思いがどこかにあるのでしょうね。
Right. We haven't been satisfied enough. You have to do more.
そうだと思います。おそらく夏休みにやり残したことがあると感じているのではないでしょうか。
つくづくしょうも。
I swear it's going to be as simple as a suggestion on his end to actually want to do something.
あなたもそうだったのでしょうが。
Oh.
最近頻繁にあった騎士官の謎がようやく解けたものですから。
Just in general.
あれは記憶のリセットからこぼれ落ちた残滓としか言いようのないものだったとわかります。
ひょっとして世界中の人間が感じてるのか？
それはないようです。僕やあなたは特別な事例なんですよ。鈴宮さん
Yuki.
この異常を感じ取れることになっているようです。
春日はどうなんだ？あいつはちょっとでも自覚しているのか？
Probably not. Yeah.
してもらっては困るというのもありますが、ただ騎士官どころか繰り返してきた時間すべての記憶を持った者が確実に一人いるのではないかと僕は考えています。
Yuki.
誰だ？その一人ってのは。
言わずともわかるでしょ。長門さんです。時空を超越している情報統合思念体ならあるいはと思ったまでです。
繰り返しとやらは何回目だ？
今回が15,498回目に該当する。
So we're just throwing big ass numbers at it. Alright. Took us this long to figure it out. For you to wake up and say something.
そう。
それだけの回数、俺たちは全く同じことを繰り返してきたって。
Huh. And we haven't found the out yet.
15,498回中、盆踊りに行かなかったパターンが2,391回目と11,054回目の。
Oh.
また、盆踊りに行ったが金魚すくいをしなかったパターンが437回ある。アルバイトを行ったの。
So we've been testing all of them. It's nice to know that there are variations in it.
498回。長門はそう言った。かける2週間で、約594年分だ。
It's supposed to be a nightmare for her.
それだけの時間をただ一人。
Right. I don't know how she contains it all.
何度も何度もやり直してきたってのか。長門、お前は一体今までどんな気持ちで過ごしてきたんだ？
人間が初めて火星に降り立った時はきっと物陰から出てきて歓迎してくれるに違いないわ。ようこそ火星に。
Congratulations, you made it.
勘違いされそうだな。
飽きちゃった。 UFO 探しましょう。 UFO
試しにこういうのはどうです？鈴宮さんを後ろから突然抱きしめてI love you と囁くんです。
Perfect way to cap off the summer. I don't know. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we'll just try it again.
パス1だ。
では僕がやってみましょうか。
How'd that make you feel, bro?
冗談ですよ。僕では役者が不足しています。鈴宮さんを余計
A
に
heart.
混乱させるだけでしょ。
The want to also break it off is not going to be as strong for him to just be like, I'm down to try anything. Because he doesn't retain it.
お前は朝比奈さんが言い出す前から繰り返しに気づいてたんだよな。
そう。
だったらどうして黙ってたんだ？
That's what I want to know.
私の役目は観測だから。
This is the person who just stayed hidden for years.
これで課題は一通り終わったわね。
Will you add anything to the list this time is the question.
こんなんでよかったのかしら。でも、こんなもんよね。ねえ、他に何かしたいことある？
よくない。お前はまだ満足してないはずだ。
じゃあ今日はこれで終了。明日は予備日に開けておいたけど、そのまま休みにしちゃっていいわ。また明後日部室で会いましょ
う。待て、春日。また来た。デジャブだ。それも今までにない強烈なやつだ。ここで春日を返しちゃダメだ。ここで返した。
we repeat.
何千回と繰り返してきたあの2週間をまた繰り返す羽目になっちまう。だが何をすべきなんだ？
Embrace her from behind.
春日の言葉の中にヒントはあったはずだ。だがそれは何だ。あいつは今まで何て言ってきた。わからない。思いつかない。
I wonder if I'm getting baited there. They like really look into the words that she has. That'd be really curious though.
もう知らん。
Yeah, it don't matter. She did say we had the whole day open and nobody proposed to do anything and satisfy it, but
宿題なんぞやったところで意味はないしな。
yeah, go have some fun today.
来ようが来まいが、まあそれはその時の俺に任せりゃいいか。
And the looping begins. So, I was right, I guess. I'm wondering where exactly, who exactly I've heard of things in regards to the arc before. Probably just being around, you know, consuming content, being on, you know, some Twitter and just different forums and stuff. Sometimes just reading through and seeing people throw up comparisons in ways likely led me to that. But in general, it seemed to be, I think, where I was expecting it to go. Last episode also leaving us lingering on very specific and key like things that like even weren't very important at times, but just like holding shots to like almost let you know like, oh, this might come up again at some point. It screamed to me like we were headed down this sort of direction anyways, as well as all the other parallels and things that I was able to draw out here in regards to, you know, the symbol of the 8 in general and all that stuff, all the fun stuff with it. So here we are fully looping on through here, but things, while playing out the same, still play out semi-different at a time. And I like that the characters were able to at least recognize by the end of this episode that there's a specific thing that needs to be altered and changed. I have concerns, I think, fully for this arc. I know it seems to be like a love or hate sort of thing out of a lot of people, but I do have a lot of concerns. I think, one, the length having to be the amount of time that it is concerns me, because how can you keep this fresh and unique for as many episodes without it feeling kind of uninteresting almost, which unfortunately the first half of this episode is. It's not that entertaining. It's interesting enough to like pass by, but a lot of the in seeing like the repeated dialogue almost in sequences occurring are fun from like the different perspectives that we were able to get them from. But at the same time, and by perspectives, I'm just simply meaning like the different angles that we were able to see certain things at, or whether it just be like having a certain conversation or thing occur in a different location, almost like close, but not in the exact same sort of spot. And then just seeing a little bit extra of something like happening before or after another thing kicks off. But realistically, it's a lot of the same. Oh, this thing's happening. So here's some dialogue that he said before. And then you're like, wait a second, he's doing it again. All likely utilized as setup to make the viewer, you know, kind of clue in, or reader, I guess, in the scenario, be like, oh, I see where we're headed, without having any sort of knowledge. And it really makes it a little bit more obvious in those sort of situations. So definitely can get the pass there. It's going to be concerning if we don't like speed through that or just skip through that almost in the future episodes to follow this here. So I'm gonna be a little worried almost if we don't, and then we play out every half of the episode just almost reliving the same thing without any real critical thinking kind of involved and set in it. So we'll see how it unfolds itself. Another concern, I think, just comes from my own assumptions and predictions almost. The talk at the end of, oh, there's something out there. Like there's something that she said maybe that I have to look into. I like that in the way of like, give the reader or a viewer here a chance to go back, actually look, listen to the things that she says, and really try and like figure out if there was like really a hint somewhere. The only real thing that came and jumped out to me, I'll watch again, of course, while I edit it, was simply what I said in the previous episode. I think she just wants one of two things: a suggestion from Kyon, because we did a lot of stuff in the previous episode, and even in this one, that were specifics in relation to all the characters, but not him. Last time I brought up the mask that Yuki wanted to get and that she ended up getting, the telescope that Koizumi ended up bringing, the entire thing being planned out and really wanted by Haruhi, the goldfish being something that Mikuro wants, right? All different things, all things that each individual has kind of like almost said that they want or brought to the table in excitement and in preparation for what we're doing. Kyon, I guess, paid for dinner, but like that's not really where we're headed with it. So he hasn't really presented anything, and it's almost like she wants to make sure that he's having fun and enjoying himself and maybe even learn a little bit more about him at the same time. So let's get him to open up and actually ask for and want to do that. And he still hasn't. Had 2 opportunities here. He realized it towards the end of this episode. I can't let that go. I need to take that step and say something, but what the fuck do I ask for? What do I do? What am I missing? Well, the thing you're missing likely comes at the end, what she says too, where I had an entire day open for us, but I guess we'll just do nothing here. Probably should do something there, right? Probably should fill that hole. Probably should suggest, hey, let's go out, let's go do something. Hey, maybe not even anything too crazy. How about I need to finish my homework that I'm not gonna have enough time for? Anybody want to come maybe just fuck around and help me with it? Anybody want to just come keep me company while I do it? I don't know. Maybe suggest, hey, how about before we do all these fun activities together over the next 2 weeks, can we all get together and just make sure I get this out the way so I'm free to do so? I don't know. Just move around the timeline a little bit. There's suggestions and things there that I think she opens the door gladly for that he just hasn't made yet. We've only seen 2 of the 15,000 loops that have occurred. So, you know, maybe something happens in another one, or there is potential for it to continuously occur here. But I just laying that out there, that's what I thought of the last episode. I'm still left completely thinking that here. I would really like that to not be the case, a misdirect almost, and really get me being like, shit, I should have seen the whatever it is coming, or maybe I shouldn't have, but I could have noticed it if I paid a little bit more attention to something else and wasn't so overly focused on this one thing. You know, it's a distraction for me potentially. Could be fun for what they do. I think it'd be a little disappointing if it is as simple as that, because then it's like as obvious as it is from the beginning to extend it as many episodes as you need to. It's like I probably could have skipped through. Didn't need to necessarily do all of that, but I guess we'll end up seeing what they decide on. I think the second half was a lot better for what we were doing, introducing new kind of ideas in general, new conversations and different topics. That's some good stuff. That got me intrigued, and I hope that we get a lot more of that communication between all parties involved here, having to brief each other on that. Probably need to talk to Yuki a lot more about what happens in each of these things, and if any of these sort of proposals or things that Kyon might actually try and make or do have actually occurred. Maybe if we reorder some things, you know, I don't know what it is. It could also just be things like she doesn't need to win the competition with the bug catching, right? Like maybe we need somebody else to, and then that alters everything else that we do going forward. Maybe it raises her excitement level overall. But likely the entire thing that we're setting up is we need to get Haruhi to a satisfying ending, which is kind of what every situation is. Right? Put her in something that intrigues her and gets her to a point that she's satisfied enough to not want to rewrite the world in its entirety. I think that's once again where we're likely headed. We skip on through. And like I said, the first half is kind of all but the same. Slightly different, small recognition from him on certain parts. I like the different coloring at moments when he starts realizing like where he is. And it's pretty obvious to tell when he's in those sort of moments. Like, oh shit, this might be deja vu. Whereas like when he's just living life normally, it's a little bit different. I also like the idea that everybody's wearing things that are a little like slightly different at times too, like all the outfits and the things that we do, especially when we pick out like the kimonos and everything a little bit later. It's cool, little things that consistently show change, that they're not like enough of the same or static people that we can keep altering these things. And it throws you for a little bit more of a loop because it's like you can't specifically be like, well, this one little minor thing changed and I noticed that. So then it becomes all the more obvious. Now, so many different things are changing as we go around here that the little things might not even be the thing that matters. And it is you just solely focusing for the importance. Here we go out again. We enjoy our time. He's like, what the fuck is going down here? He immediately starts having those suspicions, but doesn't know enough. He isn't really conscious enough of all the situations that happened before and exactly how he should feel. Same and similar enough conversations occur here. We go bug catching once again. We get a job once again, but we wake up and now this is where things get interesting. Mikuru not being able to jump forward is really fun. Like super fun. I like that we literally just took like a timeline, just put it on like a straight line, like a strand, remove it, and then allow that thing just to consistently loop over and over is so funny. So she literally can't jump back into the other one. Which I think is really good. And then having Yuki be like that outlier almost who can consistently remember all of this. So she's going to be our source of information that we get as the observer makes plenty of sense that is the case. The facial expressions and voice acting for Mikuru here are on complete opposite ends. The faces are great and on point as ever. The noises and things she does are hilarious and just funny as fuck to me, as they always are. I don't know if I'd say they're quality or good. Maybe they are going to make her kind of goofy, and that's what it's intended to. Something about it, it doesn't make me feel sad in the slightest. It just makes me want to laugh and smile at her. I don't know. I don't think I'm that rude of a person that I do when people are destroyed and crying. It's just something about the way that her character is portrayed throughout this. Her speech of classified information is so good. Throwing that in at every moment. So funny. She regrets not getting something. We need more out of it. But you have to figure out exactly what it is. She's not fully aware of it, which helps us. Yuki's the only one who does. And we've gone through a disgusting amount of loops. I like all the differences and that she can recall the exact numbers in regards to them. Like I said, that'd be useful if we just use her solely as an information base here to kind of explain to us if we've ever tried certain things that we're going to likely going forward. Same and similar Martian conversation, going to Mars, speeding it up a little bit is fun too. I love his idea of being like, why don't you just go up and grab her from behind, tell her you love her. Okay, let's say worst situation, it doesn't work out, right? And then we loop back and you don't do it the next time. Best situation, you got yourself a wife, you know. it's a win-win here. But it's also, as I was trying to say in the episode, it's a scenario where somebody like Yuki, I mean, she's different because she's like, this is just my mission, this is my job, I was simply programmed and put here to do this. But if he was like in her scenario where he's like, I can recall every single 15,000 loops that I've been through on this, he would probably be just grasping at anything. I am down to try anything at this point to be able to get out of that, right? She's not the same. So in his mind here, it's like, I'm not going to jump to that level. That's the extreme. I don't want to jump to that. There's no point for me to, because I don't be remembering all of this in the same way. It makes enough sense. You know, I wouldn't be as messed up as he kind of is here that I would want to be like, oh, let me just go jeopardize myself in some sort of way, which it really doesn't. It's kind of harmless. I mean, she might attack you or whatever, but it's like, whatever. She probably wouldn't. She would like it, but once again, asking, is there something else anybody wants to do? Nobody is. She doesn't look satisfied because she's not. Take the day off and we'll meet. She did set aside the whole day. You know, let's find something to do. Stronger than before. It's almost like your body's fucking telling you you have to do something here, and you willingly do not. You let her go, and you're like, fuck it, let's just loop here. And that is part 2 of Endless 8. Basically answered kind of what I was expecting this arc to shape up and likely be, while proposing, yeah, if there's something at the end of the tunnel that we're going to have to be able to find here, and we're going to have to alter in one of these lines. All the characters kind of come together, explain anything that we need to there, and now we go forward to hopefully end up finding that. Although I have suspicions, strong suspicions, that's not going to happen for a little bit. So I am curious what they do to keep this a little bit fresh, to not make it feel repetitive in a way, and keep me engaged all the way throughout. So we'll have to just watch along and continue with a little bit more to find out. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you liked it all, like and subscribe on me. Feel free to check them in the channel in the comments of the series. I'll be back for the 14th episode very soon, part 3 of the Endless 8. I hope you guys have a great one, though. Peace.